Welcome back in with King family to another F1 Manager 2022 video, and we are here for our Belgian Grand Prix. We're currently setting up our race targets that we should be able to meet these targets. Finishing position, just so you can get that little extra money, you always want to set up your race targets. And you should know your team by now, so you know where you can finish and what your performance can be. Remember to smash the like button. We see George Russell here with some development points. Let's go and deploy that. We want to give it on to cornering so he can take those corners a bit better and get a better exit on those corners to put up a better lap time. So I normally put them on to cornering or overtaking or whatever I think a driver needs to go full out. As you can see, I've got cornering and reaction up really nice, so I'm going to go down to overtaking here with our rookie driver, and we'll use his development points on that. All right, so we're going to be jumping into our Belgian Grand Prix. Currently Mercedes is P11 in the Constructors Championship. In the Driver Championships, Lewis Hamilton is currently leading, so we're going to be going for that. All right, before we jump into the video, guys, so I'm thinking after we've completed this season with Team Mercedes, we're going to start a brand new save, and then we're going to do a Road to Glory series down below, a Road to Glory series with a lower level team. So you guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Would you like to see that? Let me know down in the comments, and then we'll go with that. So let's jump on into our free practice of the of the Belgium Grand Prix.
Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome to Spa-Francorchamps. This circuit was built in 1921, and even though its length was halved in 1979, the Belgian Grand Prix is still one of the longest, fastest, and most magical races on the F1 calendar. Spa-Francorchamps is famous for its long straights and fast corners. Drag efficiency will make all the difference here as drivers zoom through the famous sequence of Eau Rouge leading up into Raidillon. But a twisty middle sector keeps things tricky down on the track. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get this underway.
All right, guys, here we go for free practice 3, and we're now going to be moving off the qualifiers. It was a wet one. Mixed rain, wet and dry, so it was pretty slow, but we got our drivers to a good position. George Russell set up 97, Lewis Hamilton set up 94, 14 out of 15, 15 out of 15 for Russell, 78% actualization, 96 for Russell. So make sure you check out our video on how to get the most out of your free practice, so you know what to do, how to do it, to get the highest score you could possibly get before each race. All right, so let's jump on into qualifying. All right, so qualifying coming up next. Make sure you check out our video on how to qualify in F1 Manager, so you know how to send your drivers out without them getting stuck into traffic, destroying your lap time. We go dive deep into details in our how to qualify video, so make sure you check that video out. For the sake of this video though, we're going to be jumping through to save time for the video. So let's jump on into our qualifying. All right, there we go, guys. So for our qualifying, we're starting at P4 and P5. George Russell seems to be on a grid penalty, don't know for what. Carlos Sainz, who starts P2, will be on a grid penalty as well. Perez, I don't know what happened with Max Verstappen, who seems like he's also on a grid penalty. So a good amount of penalties, probably a new engine for Max Verstappen, but a good amount of penalties to go all around. All right, so yeah, let's jump on into our Belgian Grand Prix.
It's time for the final touches here on the grid ahead of today's race.
We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. These past few days, Ferrari have been absolutely thrilling their fans. Now let's see if they can make the Tifosi proud by capitalizing on that grid position. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
Well, this may well be another Belgian Grand Prix for the ages, so stick around and find out how it all ends.
All right, so here we go for the Belgian Grand Prix, 44 laps, and let's get it done.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere, as ever, is electric. And here, we've got Lewis Hamilton. They're up in third position, tantalizingly close to pole. And here we can see Russell. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And we're just moments away now. Get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
And away we go. All right, so Russell grid penalty dropped him back down to P9. Hamilton gained a position because of Sainz dropping back on his grid penalty. Hamilton now losing that position to Yuki Tsunoda from the start right there. Great start from Yuki there.
That's a position gain
As Hamilton lost that position, but that's all right. George Russell also lost a position to Valtteri Bottas from starting P10. So that's also all right.
Is that a new race position for
All right.
Haas?
So what we're gonna do now is Hamilton is kind of dropping back. I wonder why. We're on the mediums, but he got a bad start. So we're just gonna stick with Tsunoda for now and make sure we are within DRS. So when the next lap starts and we are ready for our DRS push, we will be in there. All right, George Russell down in P10, sticking with Bottas here. So looking good. Lewis Hamilton sticking with Russell, with Tsunoda there. No expectation of rain in this one, so it's going to be clear and nice clean day for racing. And we're just tracking at this point. Tsunoda is almost out of DRS, so we probably want to try and get around Tsunoda at the starting of lap 2, because he's now dropping way back. So we might want to push once we hit that back straight. We might want to push to get around Tsunoda with some overtake. Yeah, so let's go overtake press there, and we'll do the same for Russell.
Understood.
So let's get around Tsunoda so we can get back within that DRS train of the front runners.
Okay.
All right, and we want George Russell to be right all over Bottas. So we'll keep that overtake press, pushing down this back straight. Yeah, we know, that's all right. Just do your job and get the position. Here we go. Lewis Hamilton, will he be able to take Tsunoda down this straight? I think he can. He should be able to gain in, down the inside, push him off to the outside. He got the better line. We got the better inside line here. Holding that inside line is Lewis Hamilton. Great driving. Oh, he braked up. What happened there, Lewis? He just braked up and gave up the position, gave up the press. Let's cut back to neutral. I don't know what happened there with Lewis Hamilton. He just gave it back to Tsunoda. Tsunoda now way out of that DRS train on the front runners. So we're going to be left out of the front runners train of DRS. So we'll have to work our way through there to get back up to the front runners. All right. Russell still stuck in the back here. Hamilton still have that overtake press on. Let's go overtake with Russell.
You have overtake.
As Hamilton continues to press. I don't know what happened, why he gave up that press on Tsunoda. He's outside of DRS on Perez. I don't know why he gave up there at all. But we'll try and see if we can get a nice clean exit.
Use DRS.
Alright, DRS will be available here. So once we hit that DRS straight, We should have DRS on this straight here. There we go. Both our drivers within DRS. Tsunoda should not have DRS, so we should get Tsunoda here. And also eat down some of that time on Gasly that we've lost so far. Tsunoda doing a pretty decent job of holding up Hamilton here. Here comes that DRS. Lewis Hamilton now flying all the way around Tsunoda. George Russell within DRS. Nobody to overtake.
Really well executed.
All right, so Hamilton now up to P3. We're going to let him push. We'll probably want to let it just keep him pushing on that overtake. Let's see, our tire deg is looking good. So we probably want to increase our tire deg to aggressive on Lewis. So he pulls away and catch back up because we have 2.2 seconds to catch up to Gasly. So we want Hamilton to be able to catch up. So we're going to go on a bit of deploy on our ERS here. As Russell now all over Bottas. And we let Russell keep going. Yeah, we want to go a little aggressive on Russell's tires as well.
So use these tires.
And let's see if we can close down that gap with Lewis Hamilton on deploy to Verstappen. To Gasly, I should say, who's on softs. It's going to be a hard close down, but we'll try our best. Use that battery. Nice attempt from George Russell. So he attempted. Tires are getting warm, says Lewis. That's all right. We just want that position. Just close down that gap, Lewis. Close down that gap. That's all we want. George Russell still trying his very best to get around Bottas here. He's gaining. Hamilton to close down the gap. DRS now, Tsunoda on him. He should not be able to pass. Hamilton trying to break that toe by doing a little bit of weaving. And these two are just blocking the road. Bottas and Magnussen here are just blocking the road and not leaving enough room for George Russell to get the overtake. So he'll have to try it not in a DRS zone, but in a nice tight corner. Let's see if he can get it done around here. Let's go, George. Let's see if he can get it done around here. He's all over Bottas, down the inside. Hold that inside line, George. Yep, he's not yet in there. He's not in there. He's not in there. All right, so Hamilton now 2.1 seconds away from the front runner. So he's kind of closing down the gap as Russell tries to execute. So we're going to cut him down to neutral because he's not getting there at all. And let's see if car run wide. Which car run wide there?
I think someone's run wide.
Vettel.
Here's the replay.
Let's watch that.
Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Yep, just a little bit wide there off the track. I think he's behind us. Yep, he is. All right, so Hamilton's banging in these laps, but not able to catch up. He's banging in it with these on deploy, but he's not being able to catch up. He's closing it down now, 1.1. Something seems to have happened. 1.3. We're gaining 1.2. We're gaining 1.1. We're gaining. I don't know what happened there, but they're going to have DRS now to pull away Gasly. Yeah, there you see him pulling away with his DRS from Hamilton, but we're deploying. We're emptying out our battery to catch up. Beautiful lap there from Lewis. He gained a lot of time there as Russell's still stuck in this train. They're going to cut him up to overtake. And see if he can push and pick up Bottas finally and then get around Magnussen and then get after Alonso. All right, so Bottas has picked off Magnussen, so let's see if Russell can also do that as Hamilton now tries to regain that 1 second on Gasly. All right, here comes George Russell He's right on him. As Ocon is right on Russell. Right on Kevin Magnussen here. See if we can attempt it down the inside. Yes, we did get Magnussen there. Close that gap. Beautiful driving there from Russell. We had to use like our entire battery pack there. Let's cut back that down to harvest. And let's cut Lewis down to
So
harvest as well. All right.
So we're low on battery at the moment.
Yeah, we have to harvest on both drivers.
And just charge the pack.
All right, so we'll give up our charge and we'll go to harvest. Let's go a little bit of aggressive on the tires while we harvest and see if our drivers can keep up their pace, as Gasly is now pulling away from Lewis Hamilton. Here comes Carlos Sainz on Hamilton, as Gasly has now pulled away. Hamilton has dropped way back here, and Sainz is going to have DRS on him on the next DRS straight. So we let them use the tires a bit, so until we're through with harvesting. Russell all over Bottas should have DRS on him. Perez 2 seconds up the road.
Hold the tires as much as you can. Copy.
Alright, so we'll do that aggressive for one lap, then we'll cut them down.
Yeah, copy. Temps are climbing. Temps are
Right, temps are climbing. We'll have to cut him back down to aggressive. Signs all over Lewis Hamilton. All right, so we had one lap of harvesting, so Hamilton should pull up here. Signs, will he get the position down the inside? Yes, he does. All right, so we should get DRS on Signs here. We're gonna cut now to neutral on our ERS. Neutral. And we're now 2.2 seconds behind. Yeah, we saw that.
So charge off.
And Tsunoda is right behind Lewis. And Hamilton should get DRS. He did get DRS down on Sainz, as the front runners basically pulled away here. All right, so Gasly is in the lead with 68% tires. Leclerc at 84%. Lewis Hamilton 83%. Russell has picked up, now up to P8. He's going to have to hunt down Perez right now. Let's watch that overtake from George Russell.
Now, just watch the Mercedes
Around the inside of Bottas here. Beautiful overtake there from Russell. Push him off. There we go. Beautiful overtake there from George. All right, so our tire deck are looking good. We're going to keep them right and aggressive. And we'll let them drive for a few. Russell fuel looking good. Hamilton fuel all burnt down. I don't know how comes, but Russell is doing good. 2.7 seconds off of Perez is George Russell. 11 laps to pit window for Lewis. Now DRS back and Carlos Sainz should take back that position around the inside. And we're gonna go attack on Lewis. And attack on Russell.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Yeah, we saw it. We're now 1.7 seconds behind the leaders.
Bring it.
Sainz will have DRS and get back past. That's all right. The time just keeps going down. It's weird how the time keeps going up and down. 1.9, 1.7. It's weird.
Ferrari advance the race
But
position.
Sainz retook the position with DRS. It's all right. We'll get it back when it's our DRS time. Our main aim here is to get get my driver up underneath those two at the front. That's all we're trying to do. These guys are on softs, so they're going to be going to pit pretty soon. So we're not really paying them too much attention. We just want to focus on catching up to that medium Leclerc, on mediums. Right, George Russell. Perez has passed Alonso. And George Russell is on his way. Trying to come is Valtteri Bottas, pulling along with Russell. Not allowing him to get away. Here comes Lewis. All over Sainz. All over him, Lewis. 1.5, so we're closing that gap to the front runners. And that's another fastest lap. Trying to go around the outside of Carlos Sainz. Give him the position. Don't take it, Lewis. Don't take it. And Lewis took the position. Oh man, he's gonna have DRS on us. Let's cut him up to overtake.
If we can have an overtake press.
So he can press.
Understood.
And go catch up to those guys who now have DRS. And Sainz should have DRS on him there, but good defense from Lewis there. And let's go overtake press with George Russell.
You have overtake.
So they pull through those corners a little better. All right, so 1.49 to Gasly with the overtake press on Lewis Hamilton. We'll keep that press on him until we get into DRS, then we'll cut it down. And George Russell 1.3 to Alonso. So Russell is gaining on Alonso beautifully here, and Gasly and Perez at the same time. All right, Lewis Hamilton 1.6, 1.7. Carlos Sainz all over the back of Lewis. 1.4. Let's get a clean exit here, Lewis. They're gonna have DRS down the straight. Let's get a clean exit. Clean exit. There we go. Come on, Lewis. All right, so here comes Russell now on DRS on Perez and Alonso. George Russell. So we're gonna let him press with that overtake. And he picks up Perez.
Definitely broke your game here. Well done. Proud of you.
And let's see if he can get Alonso as well. Yes, he does. Gets Alonso as well. Great drive from George Russell. We're going to cut him back down to neutral. Or let's keep that overtake press on Russell and see if he can pull away from these guys and go catch up to Tsunoda. All right, we're right there. We're right there on Hamilton. 1.2 seconds off Gasly. So we're gaining. So next DRS, we should be within that 1 second on Pierre Gasly as we burn our mediums. 73%. We're burning these mediums. Looking good. Come on, Lewis. Come on, Lewis. All right, Sainz got the position.
Got a car stuck on track.
Car stuck on track. Let's see that crash from Tsunoda. Is that going to be a virtual safety car? Uh-huh.
That crash crash is
Ooh.
terrible news for the
Ooh.
team.
No virtual safety. No virtual safety. Oh, good. Good. No virtual safety. Good. All right, so we're 1.4 now on Gasly. We had a virtual safety there, 1.8. He's gonna have DRS and just pull away. If it was a virtual there, safety there, it wouldn't be good news for us at all. Because those on softs will get a free pit stop. On us who are on mediums. As we push these mediums to their limits. Russell now pulling away from Alonso, looking good. On his way to Tsunoda. As Hamilton. Yep, tires are getting hot. Just keep driving, bro. Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep putting the best laps in. We're almost at our pit window. 7 laps to go to our pit window, Lewis. We're gonna have to cut our ERS to neutral. Our harvest in a bit here. 1.5 seconds off. All right, so let's put a little speed on it and see if Lewis can catch up. Sainz is all over him and he's trying to get all over Gasly, but DRS keeps saving Gasly. Each time we get close, to Gasly, Tsunoda in the pits. Tsunoda has gone to pit on his softs. Yep. Each time we get a lap, so Russell is going to pick up that position. We want to see what Tsunoda is going to come back out on. That will give us an idea of what these guys on softs are going to be going to pit for. So we want to see what Tsunoda will come out on hards. All right, Tsunoda back out on hards. Back out on hards. All right, we're gaining. Still gaining. Still gaining with overtake press. George Russell now out there in P5. 8 seconds off of Sainz and Hamilton. We're going to have to cut him up to neutral. 2 seconds out in front of Perez. 1.3 is now Lewis Hamilton. Come on, Lewis, you can do this, man. You can do this, Lewis. Banging in fastest lap after fastest lap, but not able to get within that 1 second on Gasly. All right, Sainz going to pit on his softs. And we're now almost on Gasly, but he's going to have DRS. He's going to have DRS. Let's see if George Russell can get by. Yes, he can get by Sainz. Great job there from George Russell to get by Carlos Sainz in the pits there. And we're going to keep banging in these tires. We're right on our degradation. Even though we're banging them in aggressively, we're right on our degradation. Hamilton trying to catch up to Gasly. All right, let me see if I push a little on the fuel.
And think about left lifting coast.
Let me see if I push a little on the fuel with Lewis, if that helps. 5 laps to go. Let's see if we push a little, we'll conserve. Once we are within the train, we'll cut it back to conserve. All right, 1.1. And he's not yet in a DRS zone, so we should catch him now. We should catch them now. Come on, Lewis, you got this. Come on, Lewis. You got this, Lewis. 1.2. Just want to be within that 1 second so we get DRS, then we can cut back and charge our battery and save some fuel back up. Come on, Lewis. Right on them, Lewis Hamilton. 1.2. Right on them. Aggressively pushing. Yeah, they're gonna pull away again. And we'll have to charge our batch. Oh, we're within it. Do we get DRS here? Nope, no DRS. We got within it a while ago, but we were already on the DRS straight. We did not get it within it before the DRS straight. We got in it after. All right, we're almost there. Let's see if we can get back in it here before the DRS portion comes up. Come on, Lewis. Push that car. Oh, man, we didn't make it. We had to make it before that line. We didn't make it, so we did not get it there. Lewis pushing that fuel. All right, last push lap here for Lewis Hamilton. How far is Gasly going on these softs? Him and Bottas have not gone to pit. They're the only drivers on their softs that has not gone to pit. All right, Hamilton now within DRS on Gasly. All right, let's wait and get that DRS push, and then we'll cut down to conserve. Once that DRS pull closes us up, we'll cut down to conserve and cut back to harvest as well. 8 seconds.
So we're low on battery at the moment.
Yeah, I know. All right, we'll have to cut that to harvest.
Charge that pack.
Nice and early. Let's do some harvesting for George Russell as well.
So charge your pack, keep the delta negative.
All right, we are within it. Let's take that DRS down here. There we go. Closing down that gap. We are with them now. We're gonna have to cut back this down to balance. Let's cut it to conserve for a few laps and see if we could get back our fuel that we lost. 1.3 laps of fuel used up there. So we are within DRS. We should get DRS down this straight. Once we fly across that line, there goes that DRS wide open all the way after Gasly and Leclerc. All right, so we're harvesting. You see the tire deg. Looking good. We're right on it. We're gonna cut down to aggressive with Russell, as his tires are gonna go a little longer than Hamilton. So we want to kind of save some of his tires. Lewis within DRS.
He's charge the pack.
He's kind of dropping back here, so we're gonna have to cut back that up to neutral and let him keep pushing. 9 seconds. We're dropping out. Let's top overtake with Lewis.
Overtake is available.
See if we can get back within. All right, so Gasly's gone to pit. We're gonna drop out of DRS. We're almost at our pit window with Hamilton as well. So we're 1.5 seconds off Leclerc. Let's see if George Russell can catch up to Gasly. Get that off my screen. I want to see if Russell... Yep, Russell got Gasly. Perez got Gasly as well. All right, so what we're going to have to be doing now with George Russell is bringing back up to attack so he can bang in a few laps.
So push hard.
All right, so we want Gasly to... We want Russell to bang in a few laps to Gasly. And we want a nice lead. All right, we currently have 3 seconds off, or Russell is Gasly. So that's not really how we want it. So we want him to bang in some laps. All right. Hamilton now back within his fuel, so we could cut him up back there as he pressed with overtake. All right, let's add some speed for the sake of the time of the video.
We've had a big crash here.
All right, big crash, big crash. I wonder if it's going to be a virtual or a safety car. That would play right in our hand. Yellow, yellow. Let's see. Bottas crashed.
Now let's watch this.
Let's see if it's
The
a vicious
Alfa Romeo
crash.
involved in this one.
Oh, everybody's crashing at that corner. That corner is not a vicious crash, so it's not going to be a virtual safety or a safety car. It's just going to be a regular drive back out after a crash, kind of crash. We have Hamilton up to overtake. Russell still 3 seconds. All right, let me see if I pit George Russell now. Where would he come out? He'll come out P8. Who is at P8? Valtteri Bottas, who just crashed, is at P8. So we want Russell to bang in some laps. So we're gonna bring him up to overtake here, so he can bang in some laps. Lewis Hamilton pit window one lap away, and we're gonna let him keep banging in some of that time. Verstappen gets in the fastest sector there, fastest lap. Let's see if Lewis can bang in some laps. All right, guys, Leclerc just went into the pit. There you can see him there going into the pit. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use George Russell to hold the cars behind and slow up Leclerc. We're gonna use Russell to slow Leclerc up so Hamilton can bang in a few laps into his pit window. All right.
Perez in the pit lane.
Perez in the pit lane as well. So everybody's going to pit now. So Hamilton in the clean air. We want him to bang in some laps, and we're gonna try to use George Russell to hold up as much as we can. All right. Leclerc 2 seconds off Russell. We're going to use George Russell to kind of hold as much as we can as we bang in some laps. Let's go all out press and overtake with Lewis for this next lap into pit. And then we're going to box him after there. Let me see if I box Lewis Hamilton now. Where will he come out? P5 is where he'll come out. So he'll come out right in front of Sainz at the moment. So we're going to let him burn in some laps. I'm going to use a little bit of that fuel. We'll conserve it back later and see if we can get some fast laps in there as George Russell attempts to hold up the pack. All right. So are we the only car on track with old tires at the moment? Yes, we are. Only car on track with old tires at the moment. All right, Lewis putting in some fabulous laps here. Banging in those laps. Now almost 12 seconds out in the lead. There he is, 12 seconds now out. Looking good. Russell still not. Leclerc still does not have DRS on Russell just yet. All right, so let's see if we go to pit with Hamilton now. He'd be back out in P5 still. So we keep that press on Lewis. See if we can get some more time as we use George Russell to basically defend. All right, let's cut him down to neutral here as Leclerc is catching up. All right, Hamilton coming around. One more lap and then we're gonna come to pit with Lewis. Tires are getting a little warm, says George Russell. That's all right, Russell. All right, almost 13 seconds now. 13 seconds now off is Lewis Hamilton.
Who's running wide there?
Tires are getting hot. Okay, copy.
All right, so we're right at the pit window for Lewis Hamilton. We're gonna box for some hearts. That will take us to the end. So let's bring him into pit now. As George Russell continues to hold up these guys. Let's cut him up to defense, so he kind of closed that gap and kind of keep them off and let Lewis go for a flyer. 13 seconds off now. We want Lewis to get that flyer in.
Watch out for ERS.
Yes, watch out for our ERS. All right, let's cut that down to harvest. As Russell holds.
Copy.
Beautiful defending from Russell here. As we keep banging in that lap with Lewis. Let's see when we go to pit now with Lewis, where will we come out? Let's see. P5, so we're still coming back out at P5, says the computer. For Lewis Hamilton, we're gonna go to deploy here and use the rest of this battery. We're almost 14 seconds out in the lead. George Russell putting up a good defense here on these guys. Cut him up to defend, holding them up. 14 seconds out. We cut back down to harvest.
Okay, so charge the pack.
Okay.
All right, so 14 seconds now. Out is Lewis Hamilton flying, giving it everything as George Russell hold these guys up. Beautiful defending and hold up from George Russell for these guys. 14 seconds. Lewis now in the pit. Here we go. And we're gonna box Russell in the next lap. All right, Lewis now on the exit. Here they come, just around. All right, so we're gonna put in our go to pit orders for Russell. Still holding them is George Russell. Where is Lewis? Where is Lewis? There he is, right there, around the corner. And he gets out in front. Lewis Hamilton out in front. Oh man, we're gonna box George Russell now for his hard tires. He has done such a great job there. Great job from you, George. Great job. Lewis out in front. Cut these tires down to standard. And we'll just cut this back to balance. And we'll cut this back to harvest. Alright. So we still want to use Russell here. Cut him down to harvest to try and hold up these guys. So we're going to cut him down to conserve and see if he can slow them up a bit while Lewis tries to pull out of DRS on them. So let's see if Russell can kind of slow his pace and slow the guys behind him a bit more. Let's go a little bit aggressive on Lewis tires and let's go overtake and let's see if we can get him to pull away from them as Russell holds them up. There we go. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Awesome drive from George Russell here, holding them up so Lewis Hamilton can pull away from them. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Great drive from George Russell, man. Really great drive. And he's just defending, holding the line. He's not letting anybody pass. Leclerc and Gasly are just stuck behind George Russell for now. Seems to get anywhere. Tires are getting warm, says Lewis Hamilton. We're going to cut him back down to standard. That's all right. And we can cut him back down to neutral as well, as we now have a 1.8 seconds lead on them. So they're going to have to work to get that out of Lewis. They're going to have to work. 2 seconds now is Lewis Hamilton out there. They'll have to work to get back that position, get back that time from Lewis. George Russell now in P5. Let's see if he can get out before Alonso, Perez, and all of those guys, so he gets P5. Looks possible, guys. It looks possible. It looks possible. Let's look at the big map. Here we go. On the exit, yes, we are out. And we'll just cut that up to standard. Beautiful drive. cut that to neutral. Beautiful drive
No need
from
to
our
charge.
team right there. That one was all about strategy. Beautiful, beautiful drive from our drivers there. All right, mastering the strategy exceptionally well. All right, so let's put some speed on it for the sake of the time of the video. All right, so we see we're still not gaining any time with Hamilton. So what I'm going to do is cut these tires up to aggressive with Russell and Hamilton, so he picks up some time. Now we see we're gaining a little bit of time, or we're maintaining time here at 1.4 as we try to maintain or get away, pull away from Leclerc and Gasly here. So we're going to keep a watch. 1.3. We are on the fresher tires, so we could push a little bit harder than they can on their tires. And where is George Russell? 12 seconds away from Sainz in P4. And we'll just let them push a little here. All right, so we are now gaining 1.5 on Gasly and Leclerc. Gasly had DRS there, so he gained a good amount of time. Now up to 1.3. He's going to slow back down as Leclerc is going to have DRS on him. As Hamilton now catches up to, who's that? Looks like one of the Williams. Yep, catching up to Latifi here. Stick behind him, Hamilton. Don't pass just yet. Stick behind him. Stick behind him, Lewis. Don't pass just yet, Lewis. So we can have DRS on the back or on the straight. So we're going to get DRS now with blue flags. There we go. Oh, flying out the way. Gasly now 8 seconds down. What? Russell locked up?
Now,
oh no, Russell.
Here.
Did he? Oh man, Russell crashed.
Dear me, they won't
Man, that's not good, man. It's not good. After such a great drive, George Russell.
They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
Now we'll have to go to pit. We'll have to bring him into pit to change the front wing. That front wing is going to be damaged. Yep. We'll have to box him to change the front wing. Oh man. Car parts. Front wing. Box. George Russell.
Thank you. So
And we'll just, it doesn't even make sense we put him to push, because it doesn't make any sense. And we see the guys has caught up to Hamilton.
Coming.
I don't know what happened, and they caught up, but they caught up. And George Russell, man. And there goes the rest. Alonso, Perez, and Tsunoda right behind him here. So when he comes to pit here, he's going to be way in the back after his pit stop. All right, so after the pit stop, we see Gasly overtaking Lewis Hamilton. Nothing we can do about that. We're going to be back within DRS train with the front runners, though. We have the better tires, so we could just cut Lewis back down to aggressive here and let him keep pushing with them, pulling with them. As for George Russell, we're going to keep him on attack and we're going to keep him on neutral. He's back down in P11 after his pit stop, so he'll have to work his way up if he wants to get back up there to the front row. All right, so we're now in this DRS train with Hamilton here, which I don't know how they caught up, but they did caught up. And we're going to speed it up a little for the sake of the video.
Here's the replay.
All right, so George Russell picking up on Lando Norris. Nice down the inside there as he tries to recover. After such a beautiful drive, we got him up to P5. He just crashed out. Man, that's crazy. Don't celebrate. Don't celebrate. Because he crashed out of P5. So we'll keep him pushing. And we'll see if he can make up back some position to the end. Our tire decks are looking good to go to the end. Hamilton back in the lead. Let's go attack on these tires as Gasly retakes the lead. We'll keep pushing. Let's see that overtake there.
Now look
from
at this.
Gasly.
It was the Alpha Tauri driver
DRS
involved.
all the way down there, down the inside. Hamilton get caught out on the outside. All right, so that DRS train is going to be sticking to the end of the lap. 10 laps to go. All right.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
All right,
Let's
so
take a
somebody
closer
locked
look.
up. Let's take a
Now
look.
let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. They've
Latifi.
locked up, but
All right, so he didn't crash out there. All right, so Hamilton,
Go, yellow.
yellow, Bottas
let's have a
crashed.
look.
Let's
Now
watch that
this.
again.
The
Bottas
Alfa
crashed.
Romeo involved.
It's the second time Bottas is crashing here. Is it at that same corner? Looks like
You
it.
see the
Yep, at
crash?
that same corner. It's the second time he's crashing at that corner. Russell also crashed at that corner. All right, tires are getting hot, says Lewis, but he has a 2 seconds lead now on Gasly as his mediums are starting to drop off. So or hards are now, and we're pushing or Hamilton here, so we could cut him back down to balance
Increase in lifting
here,
post just a little.
and we'll keep him on neutral. Russell back down to P11 as he tries to get onto that time. 2 seconds off Kevin Magnussen. We'll keep him pushing, and we'll just cut him up to overtake for a few laps.
Overtake will be
All right,
available.
and see if he can go catch up to Magnussen and make up some more places. All right, let's speed it back up. So he's now chasing down Ocon. He's P10 in the points. Lewis Hamilton way out in the lead here as we burn those tires down, and we cut him up to overtake. Cut back
Overtake
Russell
is
down to
available.
neutral. We could cut Lewis to deploy and see if we could get the fastest lap as well. So we're gonna push and deploy everything with Lewis, so we could try for the fastest lap in this lap. Here we go for that fastest lap. What's that? What's that? What's that? Somebody spun. Yellow flag. Car run wide.
Someone spun out.
Leclerc
Let's see
spinning
what
out
happened
there.
Watch this. There's Leclerc.
And Sainz, ooh,
And this.
nasty
yes,
spin
this
out
is where
there.
they spun
Sainz
out.
has caught up. So Leclerc lost 2 seconds. Yep, 2 more laps, and we're aiming for our fastest lap with Lewis Hamilton. George Russell holding down P10 after his crash from P5. So Verstappen and Perez outscoring or George Russell here, so they're going to be maintaining their lead in the Constructors' Championships. And Sainz and Leclerc, Sainz is going to take the lead from Leclerc, take the position P3 from Leclerc in the Drivers' Championships. Tires are a little warm, says George Russell. Don't worry about tires, man. It's almost at the end of the race. So let's see the sectors. Lewis Hamilton green. There we go. So let's see what he does in sector 2. There we go, purple, sector 2. So he should get the fastest lap here as he's in that nice clean air and he's flying along with a full deployment of his ERS. So that should give him the fastest lap. We're gonna lose some points because George Russell kind of dropped off because of that crash. But we're gonna lose some money, but we're gonna gain some money for the fastest lap as well. There we go, fastest lap, Lewis Hamilton. All right, so let's see if he can go even faster on the last lap here. Let's see if he can go even faster here on that last lap. Let's see if he can go purple for sector 1. He's on his last lap. George Russell as well, looking good. And we're gonna go deploy with him for his final lap as well. Let's go deploy with him for his final lap. All right, so Lewis going green again in sector 1, did not go purple. Great drive from Lewis Hamilton here to take the lead, take the win. George Russell P10. As his ERS is about to go out, we're going to just keep deploying it. as we keep pushing to the end of the video. Here comes Lewis Hamilton, purple again in sector 2, so he should be going purple again in sector 3 under his deployment for the fastest lap. Bringing it home, Lewis Hamilton is going to be taking a huge jump on the Drivers' Championships now. We're going to be closing up that Constructors' Championships. Red Bull did better than us, so Red Bull might close down that Constructors' Championships. But Lewis Hamilton will be getting the Driver Championships for sure. All right, there we go.
They didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
Beautiful drive there from our team. Let's go to the celebrations. As George Russell on his way to finish in P10, so he'll get 1 point.
Watch out for DRS.
This is a result
Now to the celebration. Lewis Hamilton P1, George Russell P10. Great drive. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing in your save. Use code word AMG down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full video for all your support. And that one same celebration Lewis Hamilton does, man. What I wouldn't do to get a different celebration for a podium finish from Hamilton. You know what I mean? They should add that to the game. Some more podium finishes. All right.
Once again, taking to the podium.
Shake that champagne. Great drive from Gasly as well for P3. Or was it P2? Great drive for P2 from Gasly.
It's the points that can make all
Carlos Sainz got P3.
This was a good weekend for Mercedes, with the results to match.
No, it wasn't a good weekend, man. Russell crashed out. Russell would have been in like P4 or P. Probably could have caught up to P3 because he was in front of Sainz, and Sainz caught up.
For the next round, Formula One won't be straying too far. We'll be heading to the dunes of Zandvoort and the light.
All right, so Zandvoort Grand Prix coming up next. Zandvoort coming up next. There we go. George Russell dropping way out there, though he got a point. Lewis Hamilton right there. Hamilton, Mercedes now taking a huge lead. Russell dropping off to Sergio Perez because of that blunder from him there. Constructors, Ferrari out in the lead. Red Bull in third. Mercedes in second. So if we outperform Ferrari in the next race, then we'll take that. All right. There we go. There's our rookie driver getting his bonus. There we go. Lewis Hamilton taking all of my money, plus I'm losing 600,000. Man, that's a lot of losses. So I only make 2.4 million in this race. It is what it is. Really appreciate you guys who watch a full video. And that's going to be it for this one. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Well, good guys. Bye.